days about friends. Great topic, right? We all have friends, well, almost all. And the personality of each of them is completely and absolutely different. I mean, all my friends think I'm a little crazy, but crazy people do crazy things. Like, for example, themselves. And I'm not crazy, I'm not kidding myself. Well, I have a friend that I really don't know why he's my friend. He has a massive mood swings. There are times when he's laughing at my jokes and the other time he's angry at them. I think it's very hard trying to know how to understand him. Well, but on the other hand, I have such a loving girlfriend, extremely loving. I don't know if in fact she's flirting or simply she's the loving brother that we have in our lives. Things like that confuse me. There's also the quiet friend, the shy friend, the horny friend, the bad influence friend, the gay friend, the friend who doesn't get over his ex-girlfriend, the friend who is smarter than you. That friend is a bit annoying. Always knows everything, is always on time, is always perfect. I hate him. Whatever. Well, there's also the addicted to social network friends. So, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I go for in grammar. So hard. So, let me check first. No way. Anyway, there's also the weird friend who wears meat, dress clothes really out of this world, and I'm not talking about our first guest. I know. Alright, thanks for coming tonight and all are welcome to this, my show. Well, to start, we have a person who is on every magazine, on every TV show, and on every single music device around the world. And it's not only for her talent, she is one of the most important fashion icons nowadays. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lady Gaga!
I'm so glad to be here.
You know, Gaga, I've been waiting my whole life to have time to talk with you. I mean, you are now the most important pop artist nowadays. And I think everybody in the studio loves you. I love you, Gaga!
Thank you so much. I love you too.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but she has 4 albums, and the 4 were written by her. I don't know if you can imagine that. I mean, Gaga, you are only 28 years old, and your albums are platinum everywhere. Your videos and songs always win every single award. I don't know how you can do this, but all this fame always has a sad part. Does it affect you somehow?
You know, I still don't feel like I'm that famous. Of course, my life has changed. I worked so hard to get here and I continue working hard. Just now I have these amazing fans that always support me. If it hadn't been for them, I wouldn't have made it, really. This is a full-time job. My mom told me that this will be hard, but I enjoy every minute of it because this is what I always wanted to do.
I know, Gaga, this is very hard. But I have done some research about you, and I read that your real name is Stephanie Johann Angelina Germanota.
No, just call me Gaga. That's my name.
Okay. But not just that. I read that when you were a kid and a teenager, you were bullied. I couldn't imagine that because you look so strong. And I just felt that you've always been like that. I mean, in my case, when I was a kid, I used to be very talkative, always on stage at school, dancing, singing, acting, things like that. Can you tell me something about it? What would you like them?
Yes, I went to a private all girls run Catholic school. I was always a very dedicated and much disciplined student, but also a bit insecure. I didn't used to like my nose and my hair. I was a little overweight, and also there was this feeling that I didn't fit in. I feel like a freak. People call me of very terrible ways. My classmates were very mean, and they used to tell me things that no one wants to listen to. There were some moments and that I couldn't focus on my studies, and even I didn't want to go to class. I was really ashamed of who I was in the past.
But I assume that has changed.
Yeah, I'm free now. That is what it's about. I want my fans and people accept themselves. Do whatever you want. Be yourself.
But it's really funny to know that, because maybe all the people who used to laugh at you, maybe now are your fans. But I want to talk more about all personality problems, bullying, and those things. We have another guest. She is the creator of one of the most important personality treatments. This is called DBT. Please welcome Marsha Reinhardt.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really glad to be here.
Well, Marsha, maybe nobody here knows your name, but you're really important. Your invention is used now in every school and treatment center. Can you tell me something about it? How did you invent it?
It all started some years ago when I noticed that some of my patients weren't making good results, even when I used everything that was on books. Also, it's the fact that I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. The problems my patients had were unsolvable, so I realized that I have to accept my patients as they were. They will have their problems forever, but later I understood that I had been waiting for something that wouldn't come. I used that with them. I told them that any treatment could help them, because if they didn't accept who they were, they won't accept someone new. You know? The treatment starts with that, but the most important part is the group therapy.
So now the most effective therapy is to be in group.
Yes, and maybe no one's known my name, but I have a question for you, Bella. I know that you have some problems with yourself when you were young. Have any of those problems affected in your career? I mean, do you sometimes remember what the people used to tell you?
They just made me the person I am now. Sometimes I remember those days in school, the laugh and everything, but that gives me the strength to fight against bullying, to encourage my fans to be like they are. I used to be shy and so worried about what other people would think. I was weird. Well, I am. I'm a little crazy. Maybe you could help me, Marcha, but I won't be responsible for any collateral damage.
I like challenges. I like the way you try to make your fans understand that we are all perfect as we are. I like the way that new generations are accepting each other as they are. In my days, you couldn't be different. I mean, you couldn't laugh in public or something because you were crazy.
It's true.
And I like now that you're inspiring new generations, so I thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's really funny to have the best of all world. Well, I have someone else on stage. She was the woman who broke every rule. She's an inspiration for the feminist movement, and I think everyone here knows her. Please welcome the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm really good and glad to have these beautiful ladies with me. Let's see, Margaret. I know that you were the first woman Prime Minister in the UK. And now it's easier for a woman to be in politics, but then was pretty different.
Yes, there was a lot of pressure. People were so cruel with me. At the time, if a woman didn't marry a rich man, she would be poor all her life. We as women couldn't do anything, have children and be in the kitchen. Marsha, did you suffer something like that?
Yes, I did.
But in fact, all those bad things inspired me to be who I am.
Something about that. We know that you come from a poor family. And maybe this was the only way to find out a solution to help your mother and your siblings.
Yes, my brothers and me used to work at my father's grocery. We used to sell vegetables and fruit because that was our solution at the time.
But I realized that I liked politics, so here I am.
At least you didn't work as a waitress. I mean, it seems like every famous person today was a waitress once. I was, and other things too.
That's really good. I heard that you were performing at bars dressed very sexy bikinis.
Yes, I was experimenting in things, getting closer to my actual me as a songwriter and singer.
Cool. Did you have many temporary jobs? What was the most important?
My contract with my first label. But it also was my biggest disappointment when I got fired. Before that, yeah, I used to work just to have some money to spend on just shows.
Yes.
I think disappointment is something common when you are struggling for what you want and everything seems to be going against you.
But finally, I think that all the work brings its own reward.
True it does. Just take a look at yourself. We're successful women. Well, we're going to a break now and we'll be back in a minute. We are back and I have a question, a very important question. For you, Margaret. How did you die? I know, it's a weird question, but it's already weird that you were here and everybody knows that you are dead.
Well, my health started to decline in 2000. I suffered a stroke. I fainted in the chamber of the Lord. In June, in 2009, I slept in my house and I broke my arm. Those were very difficult years. There were moments that I didn't even remember my husband Dennis has died. I couldn't hold a conversation for more than 10 minutes. So hurry up with the interview, please.
If you hadn't told me that, I would have never imagined it. So, you said that you suffered a stroke, didn't you? So, that was the reason of your death?
Yes, it was. On the 8th of April in 2013, at the age of 87 years in London.
This is creepy.
Indeed. Well, it's been a lovely evening, but it had to end. I have a few interesting things to tell you. I know some things about you, so let me start with you, Gaga. You are willful, positive, and independent person. However, you can be impatient, impetuous, vain, proud, and selfish. At least that is what your zodiac sign says. Do you agree?
Only with the positive things.
Okay, let's move to Marsha. Maybe you don't believe in this, but it doesn't matter because it's my show.
Bitch.
Okay. Taurians, which you are persistent and determined, patient and reliable, but also are known for being stubborn and strong-willed. I think it describes you very well.
It's okay, I don't believe that, but it's almost everything true. Except I'm not very patient, because I get mad easily.
You told us you thought all work brings its own regards. So I do believe that you are persistent and determined. Now, finally, but not less important, Margaret, you are Libra. So am I. Libras are diplomatic, romantic, peaceful and sociable, and irresolute. I don't feel identified with this, do you?
I'm not very romantic. I prefer not to let my feelings guide my doings. But I'm very social and optimistic.
Good for you, Margaret. I just want to thank you all for coming here tonight. It was an amazing moment for me, and I hope for you too. Thank you all, and I love you, Gaga. See you next week, the same time, the same channel. Good night.